welcome back to another episode of the Rondell Lane Podcast. And today we got Michael Scriven on here, a.k.a. Big Scriv. So how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. I appreciate you inviting me, as always, man. You make me look good on camera, brother. Thank you.
Hey, man. No problem, bro. You're welcome. You're welcome.
You.
I met Scriv a few months ago at an event. Well, I was shooting a project at, it was
At the cigar bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw me out there doing my thing, and then he was like, yo, I do content. You know, we need to chop it up.
Yeah.
And what was that? How long ago was that?
It was early.
It was at the beginning of this year.
Yeah,
it was cold.
Yeah,
it was
it was
super
cold.
cold that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been like in February. March
I think it was probably that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But like I said, welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate you, man.
I just want to jump straight into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you from, things like that.
What's up, North Carolina? Family out of Sumter, South Carolina. And, man, have 3 sons. Lost one to sickle cell, April 19th, 2024. Life changer. Change your life. Have 2 beautiful grandbabies. Got granddaughter named Artist, and she's 6. I think she's been here before. Miles, he's 2. And, yeah, man, just trying to live a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but just trying to live a little bit. A little difficult, without my son, man. It's rough every day. And I do everything I can to try to smile, whether it's police work or whether it's, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Just do whatever I can to try to smile every day. It's difficult.
I definitely understand, man. Speaking on, like, your career, so you just mentioned police work.
Yep.
What made you want to get into law enforcement as a black man?
Man, some people start out with saying it's a childhood dream. And yeah, a lot of us as we were kids played cops, robbers, and all this other stuff. But as I got older, I started seeing different things in the community that I just didn't like. I would hear certain things in the community that went down that I didn't like. I would hear people say certain things that they did that I just didn't like. And I was like, gosh, if I got to go out here and get a job and work hard every day and you got to stand right here on the corner, that ain't really fair. I'm working hard and you making big time money just standing right there. I mean, I can take the choice to do that, but I just didn't do it. And then my kids always kept me going when it came down to it, man. They really kept me going to it because they had somebody to look up to. Yeah. They knew somebody personally that they could look up to. And instead of knowing someone in law enforcement, hey, can you come over and talk to my kids knew from the jump the way it was and what it was going to be. So, that was pretty inspiring, just having my kids always be my biggest cheerleader.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for y'all that's not from North Carolina that might be watching this, like the Winston-Salem area, the outskirts, we can kind of say that's good old boy territory, right?
It's about rural area.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
definitely.
So, in areas like that, have you ever experienced racism?
Absolutely. Like I shared with you before, I worked at Stokes County Sheriff's Office. I was the only black deputy on patrol for a long time. And not so much that I was the only black deputy on patrol for a long time, but, I had to dot every I and cross every T because I was looked at every little thing that I did, every little thing. You could actually Google it and go to Stokes County News and key in Deputy Scriven, and the article of me comes up with all the things that I went through, especially racism, even with people that I work with. And so dealing with people that smiled and giggle in your face every day, that was difficult because and some people were really good actors. You really had to be like, all right, who is really for me and who isn't? And so that was something that you really had to be careful about because there were some that was pretty good and fooling you thinking I'm your main man, and they really wasn't.
How do you deal with that, though? Like, knowing that exists, how do you wake up and go to work every day when you could have just found another line of work?
Law enforcement is a passion. You got to have a passion to do this job. And so if I got up every day thinking or worried about what somebody thought of me, I wouldn't have a job. It's kind of like being scared of running from somebody. No, I'm not going to run from nobody. And one of the things that working at the sheriff's office taught me was I was alone. And so when you're training, they teach you to always act like you don't even have backup coming. Mm-hmm. So you got to be ready mentally and physically to deal with whatever the situation may be. So that's the way I always worked. I worked like I was alone. Even like if I go to the gym and work out, I don't want a workout partner. I like working out by myself because I know what I can do alone. Yeah. I'm not saying a partner or a backup wouldn't be warranted, but for the most part, I'm mentally trying to put myself as ain't nobody coming to help me. And in some situations, and I did have an incident that I worked that nobody came to help me because I was black. And it was said to me after the fact that if he wants to work this county, we're going to see what he made of. So, yeah, that was a rough situation.
What's the scariest situation you ever been in?
The scariest. I'm going to probably say getting in a high-speed chase, and the guy that we ended up arresting had COVID, and I was on an event for 3 days. That was the scariest situation that I had. Dealing with seeing bodies and all that, I don't want to say you get numb to it, but you learn to deal with it. Is it a sight to see? Definitely, because it's like, oh my God, this is a human that's right here, and it's somebody's loved one, and you've got to do what you got to do to help preserve all the memories and things that you can, so these families can have some closure of what you have to deal with right here. And there's some days that you got to go home and really decompress because it can get you.
Have you done like therapy or any type of thing like that?
Oh yeah, man. I would go. My best therapist was my ex-wife. She was a nurse, and really, I could talk to her about anything, and I could tell that if I knew it was a little too rough, I wouldn't go home and tell her. I would probably go and sit and talk with somebody, but for the most part, and having a good preacher, having a good pastor, that'll help you out.
We kind of talked about this off camera, but with social media being as prevalent as it is, the average person like myself, we scroll and we see the videos where, a cop pulls somebody over and the person's cussing them out and what the F you stopped me for and all these type of things. Have you ever had those type of situations?
All the time.
Out of all the different genders or different races of people, who do you get the most drama from?
Really? You really want me to say it?
Yeah. People want to know.
People want to know?
People want to know. But before he answers, write down in the comments who you think it is. All right, that's enough time. Go.
Black women.
He said it, y'all. He said it.
I love my sisters. Black women. They hell, boy. They hell. What you stop me for? The first thing they want to do is they want to put their cell phone all in your face, and you're like, ma'am, put your seatbelt on. Yeah, that's the only reason why I stop you. Put your seatbelt on. Some officers write for every single thing. I'm old school. I've been doing this a long time. I pull somebody for a seatbelt violation. I pull them over and, ma'am, sir, I'm Officer Scriv. I stop you because I don't do the robot thing. Give me your driver's license registration. And then you hear people say, why? They have the right to ask the question why, but of course I would too.
But
because everybody don't know.
Is that relevant though? Like, does it matter?
What do you mean?
To you, if somebody says why to you, are they wasting their time? Should they just go ahead and?
No. It's not a waste of time. You have the right to ask. I would. Let's put it like this. Let's say if I don't know what I've done wrong, I'm gonna ask you why you pulled me over.
Okay, and then you say something that I might not agree with. It ain't like you just going.
It don't matter. I mean, either way, if I'm asking for your driver's license registration, I gotta have it. But there's nothing wrong with asking why. There's some people get upset when they're questioned. I'm not one of those.
Yeah.
I automatically tell you why I stopped you, ma'am, sir. I stopped you because of your tag is dead, or you went left to center. You know, are you drunk? Are you okay? Are you sleepy? Are you tired? Are you on medication? There's several different things that I'll ask, but I tell you immediately why I stopped you. Now, if you want to argue with me on the side of the road, is not the time to argue. I don't want to get hit by a car. I've been hit by a car before.
Really?
I've been hit in my patrol car before. I mean, the whole 9 yards. So, yeah, man, I do not want to get hit. I want to go down. If I'm going to write you a ticket, I'm going to write it. But if I can talk to you and make it seem like I'm giving you on the side of the road is I'm giving you some act right on the side of the road and you can accept it with no problem, I ain't got no problem with you. I'm one of those officers that when I say to you, I clocked you at 90 in a 65. Now, if you want to sit on the side of the road and try to argue with me, you're going to get a ticket. If you say, you know, Officer Scriv, you did catch me. I wasn't paying attention. I'll slow down, whatever. Depending on the severity of the ticket, I might say, okay, you have admitted to your guilt, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop this ticket as low as I can to write you this ticket, but you got to slow it down because some things you just can't let go. Right. You just can't let go. You can't let 90 and 65 go. You've got to write. You got to give them something, you know. But for the most part, you know, if you tell me the truth and if it's something like 60, let's say it's a 64 and 55, man, slow it down. I will write you out a verbal, I'm in a warning citation, so you can say, hey, I got a piece of paper. I realize the next time it could be the real deal.
Right.
So that's how I like to do it.
Okay.
Everybody ain't me, so I understand that part.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, you know, women putting the phone in your face, do you see that's more common now from just like, I guess,
it's anybody.
Yeah.
I say that, and I love my sisters. I ain't hating on them. I say black women are the worst, but really they're the first ones to take the cell phone and put it in your face. They are the first ones.
I see a lot of guys doing it too on TikTok though. I see those videos. So, I see a lot of men doing it too.
Social media have really.
I think that's made people do that.
With men. Yeah. When it come down to traffic stops, it is now prevalent that more men are. I don't really want to say the word.
Being soft? You call it being soft?
But
if you see it,
can I really say what I want to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bitching out. I mean, I've actually had men. I'm like, sir, I stopped you for this. I mean, what's that? I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, my G? I mean, and it could go all types of. I don't know. You know, you might be trying to shoot me, but my hand ain't nowhere near my gun.
But to be fair, to play devil's advocate, we do see a lot of videos where people getting snatched out of the car, they getting beat up. So it's like,
absolutely. So, but I want you to think about this though. I want you to think about this. No shade, real talk, no shade. I want you to think about this. Somebody pull you over, ask for your driver's license registration. Don't matter whether you're guilty or not. How simple is it for you just give your driver's license registration?
I agree. That's what I've always done, even before social media. Like when I was 18, that's what I did. So
then it becomes that officer may have had the PC, the probable cause to stop you, reason suspicion, whatever, to stop you for whatever. He stops you for a bad tag or a tenant window violation or left the center. What if he got a good reason to stop you, and he does it. Although that he stopped you on a good, legitimate traffic stop, that traffic stop can flip and turn into a lawsuit. So I saw a video of a young man that kept requesting for a supervisor.
Yeah. I see that a lot too.
You don't have to have a supervisor. That officer he's everything. Now, if it's in your policy or something like that you have to, it ain't in our policy.
So if somebody asks for one, you don't have to comply?
You don't have to give them no supervisor. It depends on what agency you with.
Okay.
So everybody has a different rule. I know my chief is like, it's your traffic stop. You're in charge of it. You deal with it. You know, but there are a lot of men that I have noticed here lately. You know, they want to scream, "I want a supervisor." You know, or just lawyer up. I guess. I mean, I don't know, but you know, to bitch out, you know, the way that some, you know, men do, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, bro, I mean, again, I'm a different police officer. You know, I'm different. It ain't all that for me. But just driver's license registration. I've already told you why I stopped you. You know the reason. Now give me your driver's license registration. Now, I've done, you know who I am. I'm in full uniform. I done stopped you in a legit patrol car. I told you why I stopped you. Now, you got all these factors. Now you refuse to give me your driver's license? We got a problem.
So when that happens, what is it safe to say that an officer might start to lean to think that something's up?
I would. Why are you simply not want to give me I done told you all these things. I stopped you for 60, 69, and a 45, and you don't have a driver's. You don't have a seatbelt on. I'm just using some things. I done told you why I stopped you, and you're refusing to give me your driver's license. Okay, what's really going on? Yeah. What's in the car? You know, do I smell anything? I'm looking at you, and I'm trying to look around. What else is in that car? I mean, where's your hands at? I mean, it's all these different variables that could take place. But the sad part about it is just give them your driver's license.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a driver's license, you probably get a ticket for driving while license revoked or DWLR. I mean, just simple little things that you can just get a ticket for. It's just a ticket.
I actually had a cop. This is about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I think I applied for a loan or something. I don't know, and I had to send in a copy of my driver's license. So I put it in my printer, scanned it. Right.
You forgot about it.
Forgot about it. I'm driving. So I don't even know how. I don't even remember how long it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm driving one day. Cop pulls me over. You know, he's like driver's license registration. I grab my registration, give it to him. Go to get my wallet. At the moment, I'm thinking I got my driver's license. I'm flipping through and I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So
you realize where it was.
Yeah, I realized. Yeah, well, at the moment I didn't, not at first.
Yeah,
I was like, I know. I was like, this might sound funny, but I always have my license, but for some reason I don't see it. And he's kind of looking at me, and then he's like, all right,
give me full name.
Yeah, he walks off, comes back. Everything was cool. You know what I'm saying? Let me go. Like, didn't write nothing. So I always just take it as like, man, just act normal. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why people be flipping out.
That's it. And you know, I treat everybody with respect, no matter what their crime is. I'll never forget working in Stokes County, and it was a guy that shot and killed his wife. And I remember seeing him at the jail, and I remember I asked him, I said, you want a bottle of water, whatever. It's not me to have a heaven and hell to put you in. And it's not me being Judge Dredd. I'm going to be the judge, the lawyer, the executioner. I don't get into all that. I may not be happy about what your charges are, but I still got to treat you with respect and as a human. But there's a lot of people that don't do that. There's a lot that you did this, you did that. That's not up for us. Yeah. Keep it professional, keep it simple, move forward. It's like there are some officers that I know for a fact that are egg on a traffic stop. And so those officers, I don't go in a traffic stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So. Yeah. You mentioned high-speed chases earlier. Mm-hmm. Has anybody ever got away from you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I chased a motorcycle one time and he got away from me. I chased a BMW. I clocked him at 105. Started my chase out with him. And, man, he was doing some darn Ricky Bobby shit for real, man. And I'm like, here I'm doing like 130,
Jeez.
I think 137, I think. And I still couldn't catch that mug. I was like, where you at? Gone.
Does that bruise the ego a little bit?
Not at all.
Okay.
No. I'm trying to think how to say this. There are some officers on the law, that shit get old.
Yeah.
It gets old. I've been doing it so long now.
Have you ever been that way? Like when you first started? Maybe not to like the maximum, but
I won't say I was like that, but I think every officer, when they first get it and they get power and all that, and you're definitely by the book when you first get it until you learn the laws and what you can do, what you can't do. But it's just, I'm probably say the first 5 years of my law enforcement career, I don't think anybody got a break.
geez.
I don't think anybody got a break. I mean, I probably have maybe some, but for the most part, whatever I stopped you with, I was like, I got you at 69 and 55. I'm writing you for 69 and 55. It wasn't no, I'm trying to be nice. It was, I'm the police. I'm the sheriff. I'm a deputy. I'm going to do this. This is what I'm trained to do. This is the law. You find a lot of rookie officers just like that.
That makes sense though.
A lot when you first get in it. But when you get in it and you deal with bullshit, you deal with being suspended for speaking your mind. You deal with racist colleagues that, again, smile and giggle in your face, talk shit behind your back. You deal with politics. Hey, you pulled over so-and-so and so-and-so. Yeah. You wrote him a ticket. Yeah. You know who that is? Yeah, his name is so-and-so and so. But do you know who he is? Who does he need to be? He is a man that I pulled over that violated the law, and I charged him on it. What else do I need to know about this man? Well, he's the county commissioner's cousin or what. I don't like that part of the law enforcement community.
I think that's everything though.
A lot of people. It is, but law enforcement is extremely political. Extremely political, especially if you work for a sheriff's office. Why? Because if don't nobody like the sheriff ain't gonna get a job. They like the sheriff, well, all right. Now, it's one thing that I did love about the sheriff that I worked for. He let you do your job. I'll never forget, I pulled this lady over one time and she was like, "Sheriff want to speak to you?" I was like, "Nah, no he don't." And I'll never forget, I heard him in the background on the phone, on speakerphone. He's like, "What's going on?" And what it was that as soon as I pulled a woman over for her violation, she immediately called sheriff, but sheriff had no clue what was going on. I heard him say, "What happened?" And I didn't say anything. And yeah, the sheriff want to speak to you. And he said, I think her name was Molly at the time. "Molly, what are you talking about? Who are you talking to?" This black. And at that time, I was the only black. So he automatically knew it was. Yeah. So he was like, "Scriv, what's going on?" And she's like, "He just pulled me over. He wrote me a ticket." He said, "Okay, deal with the ticket." And he hung up on her.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But one of the other sheriffs, somebody got on the phone, was like, "Hey, the sheriff want to speak to you." I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna speak to him. If he want to talk to me, he know how to call me. I'll go back to my patrol car, finish the ticket out, and go back. And there were some tickets that I wrote that I never seen again. I never saw again. I never saw. We'll get to court, be sitting there like, well, their name ain't even on the damn docket. I know I wrote this person ticket on this day. Here it is.
Got kicked out.
Good old boy sister wins every time.
Well, they say all about who you know, not what you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like okay, have any of your kids ever got in trouble?
As far as tickets, no. I think my oldest son got a ticket one time.
Wouldn't you get it taken care of?
Let's say if I probably knew about it,
Yeah, I'm
I
saying.
probably would have said something. But the way that my son knew, the way that my son dealt with it, my oldest boy, he was like, my dad, I'm not gonna get killed by my dad, so I'm gonna handle this on my own.
Okay.
That's how he did it.
Okay.
That's how he did it.
Well, you taught him good.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He would handle it on his own, and then I would hear about it later.
Yeah.
Trooper so and so, Scriv, you got a son named? Yeah. Man, how come you didn't tell me who you was? What you mean? Man, I pulled him for blah 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 blah. I mean, it's not that I wouldn't help my kids, but you know, you got to be a man. You got to think about the decisions that you're making. So,
I see both sides of that.
You know, that's the way that I raised him. So, but he would not come to me and be like, Dad.
I had a friend growing up, like high school. His dad was a sheriff. Like that boy did whatever he wanted to do. Like nothing stuck to him. Like
I know someone that has that. I'm trying to think of the
call
words.
it privilege.
Yeah,
Yeah, privilege.
and I'll never ever forget. We was chasing after this car. We didn't know what it was. We just knew it was white. And we going all through Stokes, just trying to find it. We found out later on who it was. We found out later on whose son it was. And we found out later on that he was seemingly Mr. Untouchable. He got touched that night.
Let's get into your blooming content creation.
Yeah, man.
Life.
Yeah,
career.
man.
How does that and you do so? I've seen officers that do content, and it's typically still about that. Like you're just doing a whole different thing. Like where did all that stem from?
I don't want people to come to my page and get bored because he's always talking about police stuff. I don't. There's a lot of times that we talk about sex, we talk about pastors preaching churches, we talk about food, we talk about travel, we talk about family in general. But one of the things that I don't ever want to always harp on is police work because I have a life outside of that, and I like being Michael. You know, I don't have to always be Officer Scriven. I like being Michael. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't want anybody to think that I'm a boring man because all I want to do is talk about the police department. I don't want to talk about the police department. You know, yeah, I still like high-speed chases and like throw some hands once in a while. It's all said and done. You know, work is work. And it's just like when you meet somebody to date them, do you want them to date Officer Scriven or do you want them to date Michael? Because see, guess what? Here in the next year, I'm done. So, you know, you seeing that, solid black Charger sitting out in front of my house, it ain't gonna be sitting out there unless it's a Hellcat, which I wouldn't buy a Hellcat. I'll buy the newest Corvette. Hellcat, slow, heavy. But anyway, thought I'd put that out there for Chevrolet. Send us a check.
Yeah, send us a check. It's from promo over here.
Yeah, send us a check.
So your biggest platform is TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
What made you start doing TikTok?
Have you noticed how TikTok has not given you your numbers?
I'm not like you, sir.
Bro.
I'm just a peasant on TikTok.
I'm supposed to be at like 15, 16,000. I'm only at 12.7. And I've been stuck at 12.7 for a long time. That another content creator made a post too. He was like, TikTok, what's up? My number's supposed to be way past this. So don't know what's going on with that. But as far as TikTok is concerned, I've grown a really good platform, good people from a little bit of all over. New Mexico, California. I got some friends from Russia, Ohio, I got some friends from Ontario. Was it Ontario, Canada?
Ontario.
Yeah, yeah. And as a matter of fact, one of my buddies came down when my son passed away from Canada. Just blew my mind. I mean, when I saw him, I was just like, and so yeah, man. TikTok has helped me. Social media, period, has helped me with grieving a lot. Because there's times, man, I cannot sleep. I cannot sleep, man. And you know, I'll sit up and you know, I'll call my ex-wife and, hey, I need you to wake up. I need to talk to you. And she's the only person that I could really talk to because it's our son.
Right.
So, and grieving has been hell. You know, there's some days that I get into the car and I just go drive, man. Just drive to do whatever I can to not cry. But there's times that I get in the car and cry the whole time that I'm driving. And but it does, help me out a whole lot to get on there with my friends, and we start a topic and we talk. Like last night, we talked about men sending dick pictures and women sending coochie pictures, and I mean that topic we stayed on it for hours. But it was such a hot topic. People wanted to talk about it, and a lot of people was talking about the pictures that they have received. And so when they come in my inbox, I call them skunk pictures, is what I call it. I say, y'all got a skunk today. And we all talk about it, we'll laugh. And then I make it funny. So good example. I'll say, I got a skunk picture today, y'all. But before I deleted it, I probably looked at it about 3 or 4 times because it was all right. Yeah. And then you get those skunk pictures that they're a woman that's in their 30s and they look like they probably about 75. You say to yourself, what the hell you been doing all your life? But anyway, it's TikTok, it's social media, and it's funny. So TikTok and IG and Facebook, I started doing a lot of story. I do a lot of stories, and when you do your stories, it automatically connects from IG to Facebook.
Right.
Facebook is a little different. Well, it's a lot different because it's your mama, your daddy, your uncles, your aunts.
It's the more family.
Yeah.
Family friendly.
And so some of the things that I post, Facebook can handle.
Yeah.
I'll get a call. Hey, you doing all right? Yes, ma'am. You been to church? No. Oh, okay, well, tell me what this video is that you post. I'm 53. I don't have to explain to you. I'm 53. I don't have to explain to you. Well, Michael, the Lord don't want you, but yes, ma'am, I understand. And sometimes you be respectful. You gotta bow down to your aunties and stuff like that, and grandmas. And but then there, sometimes you say to yourself, "Watch my numbers go up when I make this post."
They don't understand, man. They don't understand.
They don't get it, and you like,
it's a job, bro.
Yes, it's entertainment. And
it's
people want to be entertained,
Yeah.
And although I'm not a comedian, and I don't put myself out there as a comedian, but I like it when we all get together and we sit and we laugh.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
And I heard one of my favorite comedians say this, Bruce, him and Lavelle Crawford, Mike Epps. And I heard all 3 of these guys actually say it, my main man, Rodney Perry. I heard these guys say laughter is healing. I believe that.
Yeah.
Because there's some days, man, that I had some rough days. I'll keep saying it over and over again. grieving about my son, man, and I have to laugh. I got to do something to laugh. You know, I love cars, anything with cars. I just it don't matter what kind of car. I love cars, but of course, I'm a Chevrolet Dodge man. But yeah, just getting in my cars and just going for a drive, it helps me out a whole lot, man.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. So, what's your goal though? Like as far as with, like you mentioned, next year, probably been your last year. So, like,
Well, I own a
what's
tow
the
truck
career
business
goals?
too.
Okay.
Yeah, Scriv and Tow and a notary. So I've got 2 rollbacks and stay pretty busy. You know, um, I want to definitely concentrate more on that social media, but definitely spend time with my grandkids. Getting up, taking them to school, stuff like that. Going to the games and anything that they want to do. That is something that I definitely want to do. Police work will always be in your system. Doing what's right will always be in your system. And now I do remember I was telling you, those first 5 years, I ain't catch a break. So a lot of people don't realize this, but you're technically a law enforcement officer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So let's say I'm in my personal vehicle in the county that I'm sworn in, and I see you violate and commit something. If I can get your tag, get back up on the side and see it's you, and then when I get to work and I run all that, I can write your ticket and put it in the mail.
I didn't know that. You see this type of stuff in movies, but would you do this? So let's say you're in a grocery store and you see a group of 5 armed guys that come in. Would you try to play Superman, or would you just
Who?
you're a regular civilian that day?
Let me tell y'all something. When I'm off, I'm off. Let me tell you who I'm going to protect when I'm off. If it's me and I'm by myself, will I be super cop? Man, hell no. I've been doing this a long time. No, I will not. Now, if I got my baby with me, man, I'm gonna grab my grandbaby and run to the back of the darn grocery store somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna protect her. But if I'm dating somebody and I end up getting a girlfriend or whatever, yeah, I'm gonna shield her and protect her and get her away from it. But as far as all this, jumping out there, 5 of y'all with AKs and I got a Glock 9mm on my hip with 15 rounds. Nah, ain't gonna happen.
Gotcha. Okay.
I ain't gonna play all that. That John Wayne. I mean, I do wear a cowboy hat. I think it looks pretty damn good on me. But do I think I'm gonna go out there with a 6-shooter and be trying to
say that for the TV, right?
leave it right where it is?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get out of here, man, I always like to just ask some basic, get to know you questions
Yeah.
for my guests. So first off, do you have any favorite? What's your hobbies like outside of? And when I ask this question, people always say hang with my family or spend time. That's not what I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
What's a hobby or something that you enjoy doing?
Sex.
I think that's the first time I got that one. But give me something else.
Oh,
No,
you asked me a question.
No, I
gave
said
it to
something
you.
you enjoy doing. That involves another person. Like what's a
Oh well, yeah.
activity?
I don't want to do it by myself.
What's an activity? Something that you. It could be drawing, painting, that type of thing. What's something that you
tinker around with old cars and trucks? I love it. Yeah,
Okay.
I love going to car shows. Seriously, car shows is fun, man. For real. I like anything old Chevrolet.
do you do cars and coffee?
Oh yeah. Every chance I get, I'll jump in the bed and I'll go and love cars. Now my cousin Woodrow Jr. Well, he's not a junior; he's a second. We don't use juniors in our family. We use second, stuff like that. But anyway, he's a Porsche guy. And he has introduced me to Porsche in ways that I never, I mean, I always kind of like, oh, Porsche's cool, whatever. I'm kind of on the fence of wanting one. I'm going to still stick with a Corvette, but I'm kind of on the fence. But, yeah, man, I love that. Now, I have a Z51 Corvette, so then the next one will be a Z06. Then it'll be a ZR1. I like to jump up to a Z06 if I can't find a ZR1. The price for a ZR1 is just ridiculous. But that's what I would ultimately love to have is a ZR1. But he's turned me on to Porsche, so I'm reading books and going online and looking at stuff at Porsche. Porsche got a long history of some doggone wins, man. You know. So yeah, I'm digging stuff like that.
Yeah, my client got one of those. I think 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
I don't know the model. It's up there.
Yeah,
thing rides smooth.
But another thing that does relax me is getting in my tow truck. I get in the tow truck. There's no arguing with nobody. There's no debating with nobody. You go and pick up whatever it is that you're supposed to go pick it up. Get it on the back of the truck. Strap it down real good. All 4 points. Make sure it ain't going. It shouldn't move a muscle. You know. Get in, make sure you're low secure, and just cruise on. And so that is relaxing, especially the fact that you know that every single penny that you're going to make is yours.
What's your favorite TV show? You got any series that you're watching right now?
No, I'm not really watching anything right now. I did really enjoy House of Cards on Netflix. That was good.
Did you ever watch The Wire?
Oh, yeah, I did watch The Wire. That was pretty cool. Yeah. But, you know, a lot of people about to get upset with what I'm going to say. One of my favorite TV shows when I was a kid was the damn Dukes of Hazzard.
My dad used to watch Dukes of Hazzard.
Man, let me tell you something about Dukes of Hazzard. I'll never forget, I told my dad one day, I said, I'm going to give me an orange card just like that. And I'm going to put 01, and I'm going to put that flag on the top of my car. My dad said, the hell you will. And I was like,
you know,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, so when he explained to me about the flag, and he said, but I do want you to understand something, Michael. I want you to learn something about history. I said, okay, what's that? He said, you know, a bunch of black people died for that flag. And I was like, but you just got finished telling me about this Robert E. Lee guy, blah, 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 blah. And then he showed me some stuff in black and white, and I was like, wow. So you do need to understand and know your history. You will have white folks say, oh, it's not about racism. We all have different views on that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I used to love watching the Dukes of Hazzard. And I don't know if you ever heard of this movie, TV show. It was a spinoff from the Dukes of Hazzard. It was called Enos and Turk. You can YouTube it, and you'll still see some clips from it. Enos Strait was one of the deputies that used to chase the Duke boys. So he got a spinoff and got his own TV show. So I think he went to the city of Los Angeles or some big city. He would work. And then whenever he would go on a call or chase somebody, he would take off his regular police hat and put on his campaign hat. And he would roll from there. So
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Like if you had to give some advice to a younger version of yourself, you know, younger person, as far as just like how to, I guess, stay out of the way when it comes to getting in trouble, you know, with law enforcement. What advice would you give?
Listen to your parents. I mean, your parents will not steer you wrong. Listen to your parents. If you go to YouTube or IG right now and look at slideshows, that's people, these kids getting these Chargers and Hellcats and Mustangs and stuff, and they go on these and they say, look and see how many of them kids done got hurt.
I know a girl from Charlotte, real sad, man. The last year, she's been blowing up on Instagram, just making content, doing little silly dances, and she's a car girl. About a month ago, she was at one. I think she went down to Texas to go to that thing. Car hit them. Sent, like you literally see her body flying across the way. She was all broke up, bro. Like she was in the hospital for a long time. Like she got a long road recovery. Thank God
Yeah.
she didn't die, but it's like
Thank you. Yeah.
it's sad, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
and my cousin's into this stuff. Like he don't go to those, but he's always sending videos, and I'm like, are these people literally trying to get hurt? Because you see it every
They
video.
run out in front of
it's
the
like
fucking car.
it's like
You
what
know,
are y'all
you're
doing?
like, wait a minute. Did you just run out to the car?
I seen dudes get ran over.
How they be hanging in it.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
okay, so you want your parents to have a hospital bill. You want your parents to go to a funeral home and get prepared for you. That is not a funny feeling at all. And so that bothers me when I see that. I say it all the time. I'm so hardcore about this. You can do your very best to raise your children, but when they get out your house and they get out your sight, it's a totally different ball game. It happens to everybody's kids. I'm not even gonna tell you that my kids didn't do it. I know my kids was different. You know, I just know that they were. But that is the best advice that I would give. Listen to your parents. Yeah. If your parents say, don't go there, and hanging with them boys, or don't go with that, go hang with them, there's a reason it's something that your parents see. And, you know, right now I've got a couple of phone calls that I piss some folks off because why tell you what to do? Are you scared to talk to your children? I know I'm not. And telling them to stop going and hanging out in the streets. Stop going to these slideshows where people are physically and mentally walking out in front of cars that's spinning, burning rubber, and it's a possibility that they're going to get hit. And you don't listen to your parents. Listen to your parents.
Those events they're not illegal.
So they do have what they call legal pits. You can set it up and you could have the right barricades and you can do it all day long. But I would rather you go to a legal pit than go out here and just say, I'm going to shut down a highway.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do this stupid stuff. At least by doing it that way, you are safer. But I've still seen a whole bunch of people get jacked up, even at the legal pits.
I think she was at a legal pit. I think it was.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
You still see them.
Yeah.
And even at a legal pit, I think they say, well, it's a legal pit, so we don't really do what we want to do. And you really see them tear them cars up. I'm glad you said that. I just thought about something. I should take my road back out to those car meets and stuff like that and just sit and make some money. Because when they tear them cars up, hey, you need your car towed?
Right.
So, yeah, I'm glad you thought about that. Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate that, bro.
If anybody wants to follow you or check out what you do, where can they find you at?
They can find me on TikTok, Scriv Nation. You can find me on TikTok, Scriv Nation After Dark, our backup page. You can find me on Facebook, Michael Scriven. You can find me on, I'm actually on Clapper. You ever heard of Clapper? I'm actually on Clapper, Scriv Nation, and IG Scriv Nation 2023. And yeah. So I would like to do this. I don't like to really do shout outs very much, but I definitely like to shout out to the good folks, to the good men and women in blue. I appreciate y'all really doing the very best you can to be on the up and up. And, you know, I've met some that if they yelled over the radio, I wouldn't want to go and back them up. But I've met some that, you know, if I hear their voice, I'm keyed in on it, where they at, what they got going on. Because I know they're good people and they really trying to, you know, be on the up and up. But there's some folks that, you know, I can honestly say, as much as I love this field, I don't know where they come from. You know, just gotta say it. Just being real. Just being real about it.
I do got one last question before we get out of here, and this is based on like social media being as prevalent as it is now. The administration we got now, just I feel like it's a different world. So with that being the case, do you think it's harder or less fulfilling being a cop today versus 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Is it just different?
I still love the field of law enforcement. I do. I still love it, man. But I'm disappointed in so much stuff. Would I do it all over again? The answer is hell yeah. I love it. I'll still do it over again. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Law enforcement is a passion. You got to have passion to do this. You can't say, I'm going to do it for a check. You can't say it because I'm going to get issued a Mustang or a Charger or a Camaro. You can't do it for that. You've got to do it for having true passion for people and really want to help folks. If you're doing it for a check, get the hell out of it. If you're doing it for glory, you're not always going to have glory days. Let me tell you right now some things about law enforcement what people don't see. You're going to get called in the office. Sometimes you get called in the office about bullshit. Sometimes you don't. You're going to get called in the office. You're going to get questioned about a ticket. You're going to get called in the office. You're going to get questioned about a report. You're going to get called in the office. This person down the street said you passed them at 70 when the speed limit is 65. You look at the glory of the chases and the fights and there's nothing fucking glory about a shootout. Let's be clear about that at all. But you see all these things, you don't know the ins and outs of what it really is to be a law enforcement officer. It is way more than what people can even imagine. They just look at the uniform, the car, you got a gun, and all these cool things that you get to see. But there's a lot of work after you see that glorious stuff. It's a whole lot of work. If you do a high-speed chase, and let's say somebody got hurt in the chase. Let's say as y'all chasing these folks, they hit somebody else. That's a lot of paperwork that has to be done. And let's say this happens at 12 noon and you get off at 6. You might be done by then.
Dang.
Because you got to explain everything that took place.
So it's like immediate.
Yeah. You once it's all said and done, you go and you take them and you process them in the jail. If they got evidence, you got to log the evidence. You got to do measurements. When it come down to the wreck, you got to do your measurements. You got all these things that you got to do. You have to have a full, detailed report from what happened from the first time you saw them to the last time you saw them. Everything. I don't care if they put their finger up their nose, pull out a booger. You got to break everything down because it just covers you. And if your reports aren't detailed to the point where, if I was to give you one of my reports right now, in your mind, you're there. When you read that report, you're like, damn, I mentally just saw everything that you just put on this report. That's how your report's supposed to be. So when you look at your report and you go back and you look at that body camera, they manage just like that.
Gotcha.
It shouldn't be the report is saying this, but the body camera is saying that. It's got to be, bam, spot on. That's a good law enforcement officer right there.
Okay. All right, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Yeah, man.
You guys check them out. Scriv Nation, pretty much on all the platforms.
Yeah, all of them, man.
Yeah.
All of them.
All right, man. Well, if you guys made it this far, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this episode, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.